For me, 2010 through 2017 was the absolute pinnacle of Pokemon card collecting. And I've got some newer, sets for 2025, 2024 and all that, but I don't go as hard as I used to. But the love for card collecting is still there. But I've got an issue with the modern day card collecting because first off, these scalpers, these scummy motherfuckers just want to profit, and anything they get, they want to call it an investment. Bro, nobody wants you, brother. Nobody in this rightful Pokemon card collecting community wants you, big dog. I'm so sorry to put it blunt, but it's just straight up facts. Because let's be honest, if y'all are just scalping these stores, you're camping out waiting for them to stock the shelves. I mean, like, what the hell does that make you look like, dog? You got kids, younger teens that's interested, and yo 470-pound ass over here buying 8 elite trainer, boxes, the blister pack pieces. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's not that serious. Like, half of y'all don't even collect because you actually like the cards. Got an actual binder with a actual, damn collection you just want to keep for yourself or, frame. Everybody just wants to profit out of it. But, that's for another story. But look, I remember like it was yesterday, right? Me and my mama, we had went to Fred's. Now, granted, this happened when I was 10. I'm pretty sure I was like in the 4th grade. But yeah, so we had went to Fred's, right? And if you don't know what Fred's is, it's like if Walmart and Kmart had a baby and it fused together. That's like the best way that I can describe what Fred's is. But I never had a problem with Fred's. So my mama, she's out at Fred's, right, looking at some appliances, and I think she was like getting some snacks or something for the house or whatever. But I ended up wandering off and going to the toy section, right? So in the toy aisle, I remember they had like the yo-yos, they had the coloring books, the puzzles, all that XYZ stuff. And I remember while I was scanning through the aisle, I came across Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Bakugan. They had some Beyblades too, and specifically, or more importantly, they had Pokemon cards, right? And I was a big Pokemon fan. I'm pretty sure Pokemon was the genre that just got me into gaming in general. It was Pokemon, Sonic, then it was Mario. And I remember I was begging my mom, can I please get a Pokemon pack? Not packs, just a pack, because I wanted to see what the cards were like. My uncles used to collect Pokemon cards, and I wanted to see what was the hype about. Why did they like them so much? So I begged her, and I remember she was questioning me, why did I want cards? Because I never had them before. And I told her it was just an interest because I like Pokemon. So it'd be nice just to see what kind of cards I can get. So she got me the pack. We get to the car. I mean, I ripped that hoe open, bro. I mean, go crazy. I didn't go too crazy where I knew I'd mess up the car, but I was excited. I mean, I ripped that joker open. And, I'm going through the cards and all that. And there was one card in particular I had pulled. It was I don't know if it was like a rainbow hollow, you call it, but it was a Delta species Venusaur. So when I pulled that card, right, I'm looking at it, and even for my 10-year-old self, I'm like, I gotta put this bitch somewhere safe. Like, I didn't know about sleeves and the holders, all that crap. So I remember when I had got home, I had a drawer, a desk. There were like 3 drawers in my desk, right? And I just put that son of a gun in there. I mean, like dust and stuff. It collected, but for my 10-year-old self, I thought it was a good idea, bro. Right? So 3 weeks passed, and we had got our progress reports. I'm pretty sure I had all A's. It was either all A's and 1B, but my mama went back in Fred's, and I was with her, with my younger brother too. And this time she was looking for some strollers. I don't know why she was looking for strollers. We didn't need a stroller. Maybe it was a gift or something. I don't know. I just know she was in there looking for some strollers, right? So I found myself wandering back, towards the Pokemon card aisle. And now you've got the regular booster packs. You guys know it's literally just one pack. You got the blister packs where you get 3 packs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They come with the coins and the pen. But you also have like those. They're not cheap. They're actually more expensive, but those, it's the packs that come with 20 cards, and I think you get like a reverse foil card or a hollow card. I'll put a picture of it so you know what I'm talking about. Once you see it, you'll know what I mean. But those are complete scams. Don't buy those. But again, my 10-year-old self, I thought that was just the coolest thing on the planet. I'm like, you get one cool hollow or foil card. I mean, I want that, right? So I saw one of these packs just laying below the regular booster packs, and it looked like somebody had already fiddled with it, because you can see when you pull it up, or the paper or the cardboard, whatever you want to call it, you can see the white part, so you can tell somebody was playing with it, but they didn't fully commit to it. So I was looking at that, not open, but open pack, and I remember I had grabbed it, and I don't know why I left the Pokemon aisle, the card aisle. I remember I went to the aisle where the lamps were.
What?
I don't know why lamps in particular. It probably would have just been smarter to just stay in the card aisle, but I remember I grabbed it, and I had went to the lamp aisle, and behind me in the lamp aisle, there were some plastic bins, right? And I had got in between these, a black bin and I think it was a clear bin, and I remember I was slowly opening up this pack, right? And while I was opening up the pack, I didn't take all the cards out, but it said the last one, it's supposed to be the last one, is a full card. So I was kind of just trying to see what the last card was, because I remember like one regular card was a Weedle, another one was a Zubat, the next one I think it was a Growlithe, but the hollow was an Alakazam, right? It was a foil Alakazam, or hollow foil Alakazam, whatever those type of cards were called for the Delta species back then. But bro, I thought that was the coolest thing on the planet. Like, it was on par with that Venusaur hollow that I had pulled. And I remember when I was examining it, right, I had heard a voice, and it was a dude. I remember it was this stalky black dude, and he had said, "Hey kid, what do you got right there?" And I had turned around, right? I turn around and I see a whole ass cop. I mean, motherfucker just staring at me from the other aisle. And bro, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I was shitting bricks. I was shitting hard-boiled bricks, mental bricks. When I turned over and I saw that cop and he said, "Kid, what do you have right there?" And in my head, I'm like, bro, I gotta come up with some type of excuse. Like, anything would work than just nothing. So I remember telling this cop, I had found a pack of Pokemon cards that was already open, and he had told me, "Well, can I see what it is?" And I had showed him, and he had said, "You know where the pack is where you got this card from?" So I take him over to the aisle, or the section where I was at with the bins where the already open pack was, and I take him to it and I point that it's supposed to be right here. And he had looked back at me and said, "Kid, that's not funny. Where's the pack at? There's nothing right there." I turned around. That pack, strike me down, right? That pack was not, I repeat, was not where I left it. Bro, when I tell you I was about to have the most empathetic flip out of my life, I started praying internally from my heart, inside, asking God, where did this pack go? I am screwed. I kid you not, that aisle, I circled around that bit like 5 times. 5 times, and every time I circled around that aisle, I heard the cop say, "Hey kid, I'm gonna need that pack. This isn't really looking so good for you." Dude, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what are the odds that this cop just pops up right here, bro? The moment I take that card out and ask me, what do I got? So the 6th time I go back around the aisle, and I go back to the bins where I originally opened that pack of cards, because I told myself, I know it was right here. And while I was thoroughly examining, I saw that there was a slit on the right side of the little shelves or whatever you want to call it. So I looked at a shelf under, and there was the open pack. It had fell in a little slit because the cop, when he had caught me off guard, I'm assuming I had knocked it over or whatever, because I didn't know what I was gonna say or what excuse I was gonna come up with, right? So I got to the rack, grabbed the pack of cards, gave the dude the Alakazam card, and I really just, I profusely apologized. Like there was nothing else that I could do. Like he got me, and luckily I didn't like take the whole pack. I was gonna take that Alakazam card, but I think back at it, I'm like, dude, it could have been so much worse. And the thing is, the cop was actually really chill about it, because he was telling me while I was looking for it, if I couldn't find it, I'm gonna have to tell your mama. I'm gonna also have to tell the store that you were, caught taking a card that you didn't pay for. And after I gave the card back, after I gave the pack back, while I was trying to apologize, because I've always dealt with anxiety. And I think the cop could tell too, because when I say I was stuttering like a hoe, I was stuttering like a complete hoe. Trying to tell the cop, I'm sorry, please don't tell my mom. I will never do it again. Like, dude, that that scenario was like an X Factor. Like some people can't stand being in a bin of cockroaches. No, no, no. That was an X Factor for me, just having that cop pop out of nowhere. So, I get done saying my apologies and all that, and the cop tells me, look, don't worry about it, kid. I'm not gonna tell your mom that I caught you, taking this card. I'm not gonna tell the store. Just promise me that you won't do it again. And I've never done that crap again. And luckily I was so young, right? Um, and it's like I said, yeah, I was young, I was stupid, I was gullible, but it could have just been so much worse, bro. Cause I look back at it now, I'm like, most of the time, age wise, at least like the rep certain cops have now, like that could have been so much worse, dude. So after the cop, I apologize to him. He pretty much has just had a one-on-one, talk about life and XYZ. So he had asked me, was I really big into Pokemon? I told him, yeah. And he had said, so what are you gonna do for me? He said he let me get a Pokemon pack, right? So he walks me back to the Pokemon aisle, and I look at the packs or the blisters that they got. And I remember there was EX Delta, not Delta, I think Dragon Frontiers. It was a Dragon Frontiers and EX Crystal Guardians. And I grabbed the EX Crystal Guardians because I always loved Charizard growing up. So he told me grab the pack, he'd buy it for me, as long as I promised to never do something like that again. So I grabbed the pack, he checks me out, and then after he checks me out, he tells me, let's go find my mom. Mom, for some reason, she was still in the stroller section. I don't know how you take that long looking for strollers. And I'm glad she did, because I didn't want to see her, seeing me with the cop and trying to figure out, Jordan, what was you doing? Like, no, nobody, even as an adult or a teenager, nobody wants to tell their parents, yeah, I've been with a cop, or I got arrested, or XYZ. Like, nobody wants to go through with that, right? So he sent me back to my mom. He pretty much told her that I was a good kid. He just had a little life talk with me, and she was asking me, what did we talk about? I just told her it was just some stuff with school and my favorite activities, what I liked, like Pokemon. I wasn't finna tell my mom he caught me taking an Alakazam card and no damn pack. No way, bro. But so after that, she got done. She ended up getting the stroller. She checked out, and I got back to the car. Took the Pokemon pack out, opened that sucker up. Same process like the Venusaur. Didn't know a card trick back then, so I just looked at all the cards, and there was one card in particular. And it's a key memory. This is why I remember it so vividly. The rare card that I pulled out of the EX Crystal Guardians was a Blaziken EX. I still have it to this day. It is just crazy that the pack that the cop bought me, everything I went through, that was the pack that I had a Blaziken EX. And I always thought to this day, like, that was really cool that I went through all that. Thought it was going to be like one of the worst days of my life. And then the card that I pulled was just super cool, because it wasn't like these modern day EXs. Like, if you look up Blaziken EX from the Delta or Dragon Frontiers or Crystal Guardians, any EX, the art style was so much different from back then. And I remember like when I was in 6th grade, 7th grade, I started being like real big on like the order cards. But it's like I said, I didn't have a job. I couldn't just go out and buy the cards. And another reason I actually started liking Fred's was because Fred's was one of the few stores that actually started keeping the older packs. I remember like when the platinum sets came out, the Soul Silver with the Prime cards, when I saw those in Walmart and Target. Walgreens and Fred's, they didn't have those. They always still had the EX Crystal Guardian sets. And the main reason I used to want to get them so bad is because I figured out what the Gold Star Pokemon cards were. If you don't know what the Gold Star Pokemon cards are, those are some of the rawest cards. I think for me, my favorite cards are the Gold Stars, then the Level X, then the EX. Like I said, I grew up during that 2010 and 17 era with Pokemon cards, so the Level X is just hit differently. I've got a good amount of those, but the Gold Stars, I've never gotten those, and I told myself I can't blame myself because of when I was born. But for the people that had an edge up a couple of years back and knew about the Gold Stars, I was like, man, bro, I really wanted me a Gold Star, bro. I really wanted me a Gold Star. To this day, if I can ever get a Gold Star, the Shining Mew, or a Pikachu. I don't know if y'all have seen the Gold Star Pikachu. That motherfucker is standing on business. There is something about Pikachus that stand on business. The Gold Star Pikachu stands on business. Almost all the EX Pikachus stand on business. The damn Japanese promo Level X Pikachu that I'll show, that motherfucker stands on business, bro. But no, it's just funny how that day really worked out, and that's such a core memory for me, and I laugh about it now, but it's like I said back then, bro. I was shitting some damn bricks, but